Hello, so for week 6, we will be discussing veganism. So the big question is, what exactly is veganism? I'll take some guesses of what exactly veganism or who vegans are, but the real definition of veganism is a philosophy and also a way of living, which includes not eating meat or dairy and not using any animal products. So to specify, vegans don't consume any sort of meat and they also don't consume dairy, which includes milk or yogurt or butter or eggs or any product that may come from an animal. They also don't use any animal products like fur or leather. So the whole concept of veganism and vegetarianism may be confusing at first. So we're going to look into the little details of the types of veganism and the types of vegetarianism. So to start off, we have vegetarianism, where you can only consume products that are not meat. So you can consume dairy products, but you can't consume meat. And also the first tick mark that we have here is called veganism. So this is the main topic that we're going to be talking about, where you can only consume products that are not meat or dairy or any products of animals. And the second category is called lacto-vegetarian, which means that you can consume all sorts of dairy products like cheese and milk and yogurt. And we also have the ovo-vegetarianism, where you can consume eggs as well. And the last category that is mentioned is the lacto-ovo-vegetarianism, where you can consume veggies and fruits and milk and dairy products and also eggs as well. But none of these products contain meat in them if you're in this category. So how did veganism appear and what are the origins of veganism? It's important to mention that vegetarianism came way before veganism. So short story, in 1944, a man named Donald Watson announced that because vegetarians ate dairy and eggs, he was going to create a whole new term called veganism to describe people who were different. And eventually, the vegan market kind of spread as people were getting more conscious of not eating meat and also saving the environment and also protecting animal rights. So we all know that meat is delicious in one form or other. So why should we eat less meat? And why do these people choose not to consume any meat? There are many different reasons behind this problem, but one main problem of eating meat can be environmental problems. So global warming, water pollution, air pollution, all can be consequences or effects of eating meat and also the meat industry. So when land is used to raise animals instead of crops, precious water and soil and trees are cut down to make land for grazing or farm factory sheds. And animal waste can pollute the rivers and streams and harm our environment. Some important facts about animal agriculture is that one hamburger is enough fossil fuel to drive a small car 32 kilometers. And a typical pig factory is the same amount of waste as a city of 12,000 people. And like in this picture, cows and other farm animals that we grow in order for people to consume, they emit methane as seen in this picture. And this is a pollution for um, greenhouse gas. And this comes out in their waste or in so-called cow farts. Greenhouse emission is also another product of the meat industry and eating meat. So in this picture, we can see that if you replace beef with plants in the US per person per year, then these changes can be made as a result of just choosing to eat less meat. Another big reason why people choose veganism or a vegetarian lifestyle is because of animal cruelty. Animals are raised in small sheds and they're raised to be bred in very small spaces, and they are not treated in a humane way. So, the reasons mentioned before are some of the reasons why veganism exists in the first place. It can harm animals, and it's bad for the environment as well, as seen in this picture of the earth being harmed. So, now we're going to discuss some common misconceptions or misunderstandings about what exactly veganism is. So, I'm going to take this time to ask for some opinions or guesses on the misconceptions of veganism. Some assumptions or misconceptions can be that vegans can only eat veggies or fruit, or that they can't eat delicious food, and that they can only eat like grass and veggies and things that are not delicious. However, I want to make it clear that just because you are vegan doesn't mean that you only have to resort to certain types of foods. There are a lot of vegan friendly and delicious substitutes nowadays in the market. For example, there are vegan pasta, there's vegan meat that's fake meat, obviously, but there are different substitutes to food that we normally eat. And also, it depends on how you cook it. Veggies can be made delicious, and vegan substitutes can be made tasty if you cook it right. So, after hearing about all of these reasons and a lot of these misconceptions, how do you feel about going vegan yourself? So, this is a challenge that I would like to give for all of you to maybe stay vegan for a week and see the changes or the progresses that you have made by doing this challenge. But remember, it's not vegetarianism, it's vegan. So you can't have any animal products, like you can't have eggs, you can't have cheese or milk, meat, obviously. So these changes in your diet will make you more aware of the food that you eat and also make you think more about the environment and also animal rights as well. So that concludes my presentation for veganism, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.